Hi, welcome to ESL for Math. Today we're going to talk about something that's usually called word problems. A word problem is when you get some amount of text that you're supposed to be reading, and it's going to give you information that you need to use in doing some math on to come up with an answer. So let's look at this problem. I'll go ahead and read it. Chantel is moving to a new apartment. The monthly rent is $710. The security deposit is equal to half a month's rent. The utilities are $100 per month. In order to move in, Chantel needs to pay 1 month's rent and utilities plus the security deposit. What is the total cost to move in? Okay, so we're going to think about some steps to solve this problem. The first one, we just read the problem. We need to decide what the operations are. In other words, are we going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, add, subtract, multiply, divide? So in order to figure that out, we're going to do two things. We're going to look for some words that give us clues, and we're also going to use logic. And hopefully the clues and the logic will agree with each other. So let's look for some clues. Here it says, in order to move in, Chantel needs to pay 1 month's rent and utilities plus the security deposit. And both and plus usually indicate addition. Then later on it says, what is the total cost to move in? Again, total is usually a clue word that says we're talking about addition. So from the clue words we can guess that this is going to be addition. And also just from what we know about real life, if you're moving in, you need to pay the rent, plus you need to pay the security deposit, plus you need to pay the utilities. Okay, so both the clues and the logic point to this being an addition problem. Okay, our second step is to find out what numbers are involved in this problem. Okay, so we have the rent. We know that one already is $710. We have the deposit. We'll come back to that in a second. And we have the utilities, which we know are $100. Okay, now let's look for the deposit. It says the security deposit is equal to half of a month's rent. And we know that the month's rent is $710. So in order to figure this out, we say half of, and if you remember from an earlier video, of, it tells you that you're multiplying, half of a month's rent, which is 710. So half of 710, 355. So we're going to put that number in for the deposit. Now we need to actually do some math. This is usually the easy part of the problem. Once you've decided what operations and you found your numbers, doing the math on them usually not that difficult. The answer that we get is 1165. The final step is to check your answer. Make sure your answer made sense. If I came up with an answer like $10, I know both from logic and from the idea that these don't add up to $10, that $10 has got to be the wrong answer. I made a mistake. Okay, but if I look at this answer, $1,165, that seems reasonable for moving into an apartment that costs $710 per month. So the answer that I got seems reasonable. Okay, so just to kind of summarize, when you see a word problem like this, you want to think in terms of steps. What operations do you need to do? What are the numbers? Then do the math, then check your answer. And if you liked this video, you can go to www.sensibleenglish.com for more videos on ESL and math. And I hope to see you soon.